Kalimera, everyone. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Today it's Friday the 13th. I hope that it will not spook you that it's Friday the 13th. Good morning, Yanis.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning.
Is it just a number?
It's just a number. And actually, I think that the number 13 is παρεξηγημένο.
Misunderstood or misunderstood is more plain and simple to say. Everybody's the species, and with the number 13, but yeah, as John says, it's just a number. Right, let's bring the music, let's bring the vibes. Every day is a good day. Every day is a good day. Today we also have some different news. News that will affect the world. It's nothing new, but it's just an action. Right, so today we had so far an attack from Israel towards Iran because they have intelligence and information that, well, I will say intelligence, most likely it's based on intelligence, that the Iranians, they're trying to weaponize the uranium that they have, that they hold under a nuclear program, blah, 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 blah. So they believe that it's a major threat into the region. So they believe that action was needed to be taken. So the attack this morning, early hours this morning. So things are not looking very well around the area of Middle East. However, you see, that is a good, not a trap, but this is good, an excuse for the market to dump. Okay, but if I go into, increase this, no, that's not the one I want. I want my screen. Thank you. We've done the intro. We're past that point. We don't need to go back there. We're not finished yet. Right. If we go to the larger time frame, we had a cross down anyway, right? On the 7 days, look at that. We had a cross down. So we knew that the market is going to shake, right? So these news now are a little bit, coincidence that these news are going to push the market even further down. This is what I suspect, okay? People will panic, right? People will panic. They're going to take this attack as a bad event. Oil will spike up. I think it already has. So you're going to see some panic movement. You're going to see some reaction from the markets. And I believe to the downside. So, yeah. But you're not opening shorts because of that. You're opening shorts, right? Let me go to our main screen here. You're going shorts because since, let's say, Wednesday, which we knew that Wednesday it's a day that usually the market withdraws and goes short, goes down. Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? And we're losing G levels. We lost 109, we lost 108, we lost 107, we lost 106, we lost 105. We just got back inside the old range, and it's trying to get defended on the 50%, right? So I believe that today we're going to see a continuation to the downside, right? There's going to be volatility. I believe so. There is going to be some volatility. There is a possibility that we're going to see either rejection of the top of the range, or either it's going to try to take that imbalance, right? Especially now that is 7 minutes before 10 o'clock. So we may see this as a pre-market move. To be honest, I don't think that we're gonna break the range. I think that the the EU is gonna react negative to the news, so they're gonna just dump it. I think. Okay, I may be wrong. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe the big fund managers, they're gonna panic from the currencies and the stocks, and everything will drop down, and that will push Bitcoin to the upside. That is a big possibility, right? Because Bitcoin will get influence from the currencies, right? Everything will dump because they're gonna seek to go to another asset that's gonna be more safer. For instance, maybe gold, right? I'm just saying. We're gonna see. Give it a few minutes. This is a pre-market move. You're gonna see that this is a dump that we have within the night. Asia trying to push for to the upside. It didn't go that far. Right, and we see that we're approaching that abundant week, and I believe that it's just a matter of minutes that when the EU is going to open, that we're going to see a drop, maybe. Okay, I'm not trying to predict. I'm just trying to reverse engineer the news, how they impact the psychology of the traders and what traders might do. Okay, nothing to do with prediction, just trying to understand the psychology behind traders. And if they panic, what are they going to do? They're going to start closing positions. They're going to start shorting. They're going to believe as well that the market's going to go down, etc., because of the news. Anyway, that thing that is going on between Israel, US, and Iran, it's not going to be a one-day, one-off action. Okay? Like the same thing with Hamas. My opinion. I'm not racist. I wasn't raised that way. I believe that we all humans, and we only belong under one race, which is Homo sapiens, right? That's what we are. So skin color, I don't put it under the category of race. We just have different skin colors, right? That's what it is. So I expressed my opinion inside the Discord. I don't want to extend too much on it. Okay? It's all personal. I'm trying to stay out of politics. I'm trying to stay out of wars. Humanity should focus. Good morning. Every day is a good day. I know that the news can give you a different sentiment that, maybe today is not good. It's not going to be a good day. But yeah, for some people, it's not going to be a good day, but I want you to focus and say, hey, silly things happen, action will bring reaction. That's the nature. Trying to focus on your actions, trying to focus on your circles, trying to focus to become strong and independent, right? Because if the bad days are going to come for the majority of the world, I want you to be prepared, independent and strong, not on depending on others, right? It's very important for our community. Easy. It is that time of the day when we all are blessed to be here, and the truthful Mr. Harris is giving us info and encouragement to stay in the game. And I thank all of you. And I thank all of you for this. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you for the nice words. Guys, I'm not going to say we as a team and as a community, we're trying to get better, become better, and trying to stay strong, and trying to stay in a positive and in a correct path. Okay? Do good for ourselves, for our families, and for our community. Okay? We don't hate anyone. And we're trying to stay out of trouble, so to say. Okay, we don't focus on negative, we don't moan, we don't nag, and we don't start talking about others, right? I have this thing that I always trying to stop myself talking about others, especially when they're not present. So I have this rule in my mind that, hey, remember, do not speak about others if they're not present. Okay? And another thing is, if you don't have something nice to say about someone, don't say it at all. Alright? It's not going to do any good to anyone, and especially that to the person that you are speaking of. So trying to filter that. If you're going to say something that is has no value and it's nothing positive about that person, don't say it at all. Just don't say it. Okay? It's just waste of energy. Trying to keep your energy, contained, so to say, right, in the right positive way. So if that information that you want to share is not positive, it's not gonna be bring any value to anyone, and if that person is not present, then that information is useless. So that's one of the filters that sometimes I stop myself talking, right? So I don't want to speak about others that are not present. I don't want to speak about negative comments, and I don't want to speak about anything that's going to bring no value, anything that's going to be negative. I don't focus my energy to something negative. Plain and simple. Stelios, well said, Easy, he says. Mulemark, I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a little bit French for me. Hi everyone. But the Bubbly, welcome back. Accidentally, she probably unsubscribed and subscribed, so the timer reset. I'm sorry about that. It's my fault, it's not YouTube's fault. What I've done to protect this community is, if someone sees our stream, which is kind of impossible because it's in closed type, which means it's unlisted, it doesn't go public. But if someone shared, let's say someone shared the link and someone gets in, right, for XYZ reason, if they're not subscribed or they just subscribed and want to say bullshit, they will have to wait 24 hours. So this is kind of a filter to stop someone that spontaneous wants to say something bad. It's a mechanism that they're going to get pissed because they can't write anything. But if someone has to say something good, he's going to come back the next day if he finds the link. So yeah, don't be mad with YouTube. It's down to me, right? I just created a mechanism that if someone new pops up, he has to wait for 24 hours to say something good, right? If he has something negative to say, he won't be able. Just simple as that. If something has to, something positive, we're going to see the next day. Right, Bassman, welcome back, brother. Bassman is a very, very true value to our community. He's been here every day, right? Paying respects to us, but also he's respecting the fellow agents, and he's always there and chatting with the rest of the agents. So he's a very, very true value to our community. So I thank you personally, Bassman. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope too. All right. Right, let me go through all the messages. Kalimera Yanara. Yanara, Yanis, it's the Greek version of John, right? And Stelios is exaggerating a little bit, so he's like, hello, Big John. So Big John is like Yanaras. If you want to say small John, you say Yanakis.
Little John.
Little John, small John.
Little John.
Little John. Right, that's quite funny. So, yeah. Yanaras, the Big John, the Great John, right? The Great General here, the XRP General. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Kalimera from Yanaras. He's Yanaras. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Right, okay. Let's start. Okay, let's start. And let's see, how we're gonna go through the TA. Right, we can see now that we have the pre-market move. So let me go down to 5 minutes. Right, let's zoom in a little bit, and we can see here a little bit that the pre-market move pushed to the upside, took a little bit of liquidity highs here, and now that we have officially the market open, is pushing a little bit lower. So we're going to watch this candle to see what kind of candle it's going to be. It's going to be an engulfing candle. It's going to take out the previous candle, so we're going to start going down. So we're going to get rejection on the top of the range. Let's see how people will react. The the European Union, how it's going to react. As I said, the currencies maybe go a little bit shaky today. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Don't panic. Don't panic at all. Right. Just observe and see what's going to happen. Personally, I have a short open for Bitcoin. It's too obvious. Right. It's not because of the day news. Look at that. We're losing G levels. Right. G levels. We're losing that. So we are going from, we're coming from a downtrend. Okay, when you have these sudden moves, obviously you're gonna have like a bounce, a reaction, take out a little bit of the the imbalance, and then maybe it's gonna come back. I believe that we're gonna get rejected on the top of the range, taking the fact that also we have negative news, so to say, right? Sad news, bad news, well, which way you want to call it. So I believe that I think the market's gonna go down today. All right, everyone will panic. Right, the Monday range, we out of the Monday range. We spoke yesterday that, we're breaking the Monday mid, and there's a high possibility that we're going to target the Monday low, and then it is. Right, it just went down the Monday low. Not only that, you broke out of the Monday low and target the weekly mid and monthly mid, and there's a possibility, strong possibility, that we're going to go down to the weekly low. So we out of the range, Monday range, and we are in the trend, a downtrend. Okay. Right. High time frame. Look at that. The 7-day stochastic RSI still looking in the down. We are in the correction phase once again on a high time frame on the weekly. We're still flirting with a golden range here, so we're above the top of the range. Let's see if we're going to get inside again once again. We'll see. Right. Let's have a look a little bit on the CME gaps. Look at that. So yesterday we identified a new gap. So it is confirmed because we closed even further lower. And now we have a new opening. So we have a new gap, but this is ongoing. So I don't know where it's going to close. So currently it's trying to take out the previous two CME gaps. So we're going to wait until the end of the day to see how that goes. I can classify this as red. The one that we marked yesterday. So this is a red one. Okay. Why? Because we have another candle open too far away. Now, because the price action is under that CME gap, I'm going to move that price. I'm going to update that line and push it to the upside because the price has to move above. Okay. So we have a new gap, but I'm going to wait. It's not going to hurt me to just put a price tag on it. So it means that if we need to clear this CME gap, if it's not going to be taken out by tonight, it's going to be 107. Okay. The one that we created yesterday, 109. So you can see right now we've passed it. A lot of people will say, oh, it's been mitigated. You know my position. We need to close. Okay. So I have to wait for that. No worries. What it is doing? Well, it has to follow. Okay. Big rejection on the 50. A big smack on the face, or punch, shall I say. Right. It's coming down. Broke down to 2.7. Broke down to 2.6. Violation of 2.5. Let's see if it's going to survive 2.5. Taken by the news, the psychology of the traders, less likely. Okay, unfortunately, ETH has to wait. We have to wait for ETH for the next move, the next support, and so on and so on. Okay, don't panic. As I said, don't panic. You don't need to panic. Okay, just go with the flow. If the flow wants to go lower, we know this. I mean, look at that. If the price is going towards the line, treat that line as rejection, big rejection. When the price is coming down, treat the next G level as support. Did you get evidence that it's failing? Follow the flow. What's the next one? Rejection as a support. What happened? It broke it. Follow the flow. What happened here? Violation, rejection. Now we're just here as timing This is what we need to watch now with ETH. You know, are we going to hold above 2.5 or are we going to lose a 2.5k? Let's see. Never mind how much we love ETH. Never mind that ETH is showing the teeth and it wants to push higher. We have to take what it is, okay? Remember, the market is a random walk, okay? Do not try to think what is going to happen tomorrow. Trying to act today. Grab what you can today. Follow the flow and don't worry about the rest. You have the G levels. The G levels is keeping us on track. Losing the level, just go short, all right? And take what you can today. Tomorrow is going to be always tomorrow. It's in the future. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yesterday is done. It's finished. We can't do anything about yesterday. What we can do in TA and analysis and stuff like that is break down the levels. All right. So we take the history as a price movement, evidence that the price went there. Right. We have the waves, swings. We mark them. We break them down. We analyze and we adjust, okay? But take action. Did you see that it's losing it? Take action. Grab it, okay? Now, sometimes the markets, especially a smaller time frame, let me go down to 5 minutes. Sometimes, you know, a lot of people will see this, right? That you know, you have a bounce, right? A lot of people will say, oh, we're going up because we see this as a rejection. We see a strong bounce and they go long. So then suddenly it goes down. For you to catch, let's say, to help yourself, wait for you to get a cluster, right? Or a range on a smaller time for like 5 minutes. It's not too bad for you to wait, for a few hours for you to get a range and say, hey, let me get a focus point and I'll take action on the breakout. That will save you a lot of pain, right? It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not scalping. It's intraday and day trading. Okay, go down to 1 minute, 5 minutes. It's fine. Okay, and mark a range and take action after range. Okay, now we have a G level here, 2.5. Let me make this a bit stronger for you to see on the screens. So we have a G level here, right? And now you see that we have a violation. A lot of people, I trust that and I understand that a lot of people say, oh, rejection, let's go short. We're going to another G level, and you see that it's returning and bouncing back, and maybe, you know, your trigger was under the G level, your invalidation is the G level, and then you see that it's reclaiming and you got stopped out before you took any profits. It can happen. This is going to be part of your losing trades, okay? So you have a list of wins and losses. That's going to be one of the loss. Not because your TA was wrong, because you have your invalidation points very tied to your entries. What are you going to do next? You're not going to worry about that loss. You're not going to, I'm asking you, honestly, do not worry about that loss. Make sure that the next win or the second trade or the third trade followed, that it's going to be a good win to take out all the losses. Right, so don't focus on the loss. So say, okay, 1 point. That's not the end of the game. You may have 3 points later on wins. Right, you want to see the overall. So what are you going to do now in ETH on the 5 minutes, so to say? Mark a range. This is the top of the range, this is the bottom of the range, and that's it. Okay, let's do that in a nice gray area here. Okay, make it a bit lighter, please. Make it a bit lighter, 20% or 15%, doesn't matter. Here it is. Okay, just make a range. Can I do that in the 90 minutes? I mean, no, there's not a lot of data there. I mean, sometimes, yeah, I mean, it's too tight. We don't have enough data. So 15 is fine. I'll mark these as the bottom of the engulfing. And the top of that, that's the bottom of that. Okay, it looks nice. What do you see now? You see that it's trying to break the range, okay? So a lot of people, because it's right very close to the opening, a lot of people will see, oh, this is a pre-market move. This is the opening. Are we going to stay above the range and continue? Well, if you feel that it's going to continue to the upside, have an entry, have your validation here or your validation under the G level. It's up to you how big your leverage is for you to determine the distance, the percentage, you know, how far from here it's going to be there, 0.4. Okay, so how can I make a 5% maximum loss against the 0.4? So what you're going to do, very easy, use the calculator. 5% of our maximum loss divided by 0.44. That means you can go 11x leverage, and that invalidation point is going to be equal to 5%. If you want to go a little bit wider and say, hey, I want to break out that G level and maybe take out that low, that swing low, that's going to be 1.8. So you know roughly that you need to go under 5 if you want to go long, right? That, your stop loss is going to determine your leverage, right? So you want to have a very tight validation point to get out sooner as possible. It's fine, okay? You can do this. Just do a simple math, a division of your maximum loss that you're allowed to have, your threshold, divided with the percentage difference of your entry and your invalidation. Measure the distance in percentage and divide it, right? So that is going to be your next, a simple tool for you to identify the leverage, all right? To make sure that you're going to be always safe, okay? It's easy math, very quick to do. You don't need to open the Excel sheet because the Excel sheet is based on that simple math, right? It has a lot of gimmick. It's giving you the details. It's giving you alternatives if you want to change your position size and have different leverage positions, but as a leverage multiplication, but the result is going to be the same. Okay, it's not going to make you more money, right? Because you're going to put a smaller position with high leverage. However, once you do that, increasing your high leverage, you're bringing the risk a bit higher, closer to you, like your liquidation price. So be careful with that one, okay? I prefer to have as large position as possible, right? Can I go in with 10k with 2x, right? Instead of going $100 on 50x. I'd rather have a bigger position, right? That is going to make me more money and it's going to hurt me less. Right, I'm not going to keep you very long on this one, okay? My understanding here is going to be a little bit, maybe a rejection. We have to see a little bit of currencies. Meanwhile, before I go any step further, I'm going to give the screen to John, okay? So he can do his XRP and all the other tokens. Please come up with your messages if you have any token for us to screen for you and TA, and then I'm going to have a quick look a little bit in Forex to see how the currencies is reacting to this news, and let's see how Bitcoin is going to go. So let's bring our general Big John.
Big John, Little John.
Little John.
Little John.
Little John, okay.
Yeah. Or Little John of Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, okay. Right, so Robin Hood, yeah. So he's our Robin Hood. Right, okay. So
XRP. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, brother.
As we see, I'm on a daily, and why I'm starting on daily, because I want to show you that on the daily I'm marking my balances. This one has taken off because of the downtrend, because of the movement, the downside. As we saw, also Thalis said that all the coins has went down, and let's go to the 90 minutes time frame. They lost the levels because of the news. We saw that every project is went down. XRP went down to 7.5%. Lost also that imbalance. Lost all the levels over here, and now it's sitting at 50% between those two levels at 2.07 and 2.14. If I bring the G levels over here very quickly, you'll see there it is. It's sitting exactly at the 50%. Did manage to lose it at 50%. It went a little bit above, and now is ranging in this level at 2.10. Now we're expecting the XRP to see how exactly it will move. If it starts to go claim again and claim all those levels and go back to this imbalance and go even higher, or lose also that 2.07 level and go grab that liquidity that's sitting below and go to the 50% of our G level and the bigger G level we have over here. Actually, I'm waiting for XRP what exactly will do. I'm not having any positions open since it's starting to lose ground. I'm only waiting how XRP will react. I lost though that movement to the downside because like okay, it started from yesterday at 9 o'clock. I was at work at 9 o'clock. I didn't saw that, and after 1 o'clock at night, start to go even lower. It's Friday. We'll see how it will react today. We also, because of the news, maybe we'll see even lower prices. But we have our marks over here. We have our rebalances marked, liquidity pools. Also over here, it's a small liquidity pool, also at 2.07. And we go step by step to every movement, even to the upside, even to the downside. As you see, went down, again up, didn't manage to grab that liquidity pool over there, created a double top, we can say over here, lost that G level, and then went straight back down. We'll see how XRP will react. Hype also lost ground, found resistance on the 50% or G level at 43.79. We can say that it is double top over here, went for the correction, but in that correction also lost that G level over here at 39.96. And now, as I can see, maybe it's going to even lower. Let me bring this with the 50%. As you can see, also the 50% touched also that trend line I have marked from 26th of May. Come on, a little back to. Okay, there you go. About hype, found a resistance of the 39.96, sorry, and we'll see how it will react over here. It will make a support over here in this 50% of the line at 36.14, or lose this G level, make it as resistant, and then go even lower. Also, hype, it's on the wait list, if I can say, how exactly it will react. If I go on daily, let me see something over here. There you go. We can mark. We have an imbalance over here. There you go. Let's go to the 90 minutes time frame. As you can see, hit the 50% of the imbalance, went again up, did manage to claim that level, and now it's sitting above that imbalance. And we will see how it will react. Go to 50% or lose it and that 50% as resistance and go even lower. That's why we mark all the imbalances, the liquidities, everything combined with G levels, and we have more and more confirmation about every project that we're looking for. SPX also lost. It's similar to Hype, as we can see. At this top, didn't manage to break it and go even higher. Lost that position, lost also that G level, that 1.6, and now went directly to that imbalance that is sitting over here. It's a small one, but it's a gap. Also lost that 1.41 level, and now it is above that imbalance. It's sitting at that G level. Actually, it's below that level. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. There you go. As you can see, created a spike to take that imbalance, went above that imbalance, find resistance to that level, and now it's moving between the G level and then that imbalance. We will wait to see how exactly it will go. Going lower, take also the second imbalance that is sitting above, or create build strength and go and stay above that G level. We just wait and see how it will move. Actually, we are on a wait mode. Actually, for me, I'm on a wait mode. You can trade also the smaller time frame. You can go even 15, 5 minutes or 1 minute. Because I'm trading on 90 minutes. I'm starting from daily and going to the 90 minutes. I like to take those movements. For the moment, I'm not taking any positions. I'm just waiting how they will react. ENA was ranging over here, went above, act as a support this range, but didn't manage to have enough strength, because we see that went high and then created a lower high and even lower high, and then lost it and went exactly back to that range, and now it's below even the 50% of the range. ENA has to show us that has strength enough to stay inside that range, go the 50% and go and stay above that range, build strength and go even higher. For the moment, as you can see, it went inside that range, and now it's consolidating again in that range. Not much movement from ENA for the moment. Maybe later we see, because I have a mark over here above my imbalance. I have market, it's from way back January to 7th of January 2025. I have my balance mark over here. When the alts they start to move more strongly, then we can see even higher prices and go back again to claim that imbalance. About Tau, I also have Tau over here. Tau didn't manage to break those previous levels over here. Has a high, a lower high, lower high, even lower high. Also lost that 50% of that G level over here. Did manage to stay above. You can see that break above, support, also another support, go break lost that level. Try to claim it again, but did manage, and now as you can see that it's bouncing up and down to that G level over here. If we see, we are on a daily time frame right now, and let me show you something. We have a small imbalance over here. Come on, go bigger. Ela, justo quise. What the price did, take that imbalance and then go even higher. Now, for that movement over here that went straight up, what we saw, another imbalance over here, but when went down and cleared that imbalance also. That's why I'm always telling you about to mark those imbalances, because it's like a magnet. You can see that price always goes to fill that imbalance, that gap. For now, also Tao, because doesn't make any movement like this or like this over here, we see like some consolidation to the downtrend. Let us Tao show us that has strength to stay above that level over here, create go down, make a support at 3.21, and then go again to claim that 50% and go even higher to go to take that imbalance that it is above at 503. What else? If anyone has any coin, so we can see, you can set the coin, we can chart it. What else I have? I have Aave. As you can see, Aave over here. I have also my trend line on the daily time frame. I'm on the daily still. What do we see over here? Went above the 50% of the between those two levels. I have breaking down to the smaller one. As you can see, that is the 50% of that level. Went above, did manage to claim it going higher, and then went below even on the trend line. We have the G level, also the trend line. What we see over here, we see that the price went and take that imbalance also. We have an imbalance over here, went above, and now went again below that level, take that imbalance, and now is acting as that imbalance is acting actually as a support. We have 16 minutes yet for this candle to close. If it closes above, show that Aave has enough strength, claim that G level again, and go even higher to the next one, that the bigger one on the 50%, that is 334.8. Aave actually, for the moment, what we can see as we are in the daily time frame, that it's climbing. Didn't manage to go a bit to the downside, but now it's going from low to high. As you can see in the daily time frame, that you have it's heading to the upside. That's all from me. If anyone has any other coins I can chart it, you can send me. You can send us to the messages. Mr. Director?
I'm here. I'm just listening. Right. Okay. So for the time being, I see that Europe is holding and trying to hold the currencies as stable as possible. They're trying to keep it as flat as possible. There is a little bit up and down, but they're trying to keep it, stable, not to have any weird actions. Well, we'll see. The day just began. We see a little bit move from Bitcoin. We can see that he's trying to give us a little bit up direction. You see all these lows are getting higher and higher. Okay, so we have this uptrend. I don't know how strong it's going to be breaking that range and stay above that range. Okay, now as I said, overall we are very bullish. Okay, in the long term. Okay, we always are gonna experience, every move we're gonna have the rallies to the upside, and then you have the pullbacks to the downside, right? So you're gonna have correction phases. News will push prices to the down. When an imbalance is being created, the rest of the party will feel that is, let's say, I'm going to mark at the 15-minute, on for the 15-minute, let's say, time frame imbalance, and you can see that it's trying to bring balance into the imbalance, if that makes sense. So we have the I and B zone here on the 15 minutes, so you can see that slowly Bitcoin is grinding, and once it's going to get in there, I believe that range is going to restrict Bitcoin to go any further up, I believe. And the news, it's not because of the range, it's because of the news. We can see that even that EU has opened, we don't have any strong moves to the upside. It's very, I think people are waiting to see how the rest of the world is going to react. Obviously, US, that is going to open to later today. That is going to give us another picture. It's Friday as well. Remember, never mind about the news. Remember that Monday, Tuesday, usually we see a push to the upside from Bitcoin. Okay, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we see a push down. Friday is kind of neutral. It can continue to the upside, but it can continue to the downside. Weekends, we do see sometimes a push. Friday, Saturday, we do see some push sometimes. But later, by Sunday night, just before the Asia Open, we see that the price is returning back to home base. Right, so this is the a generic idea and overview on how we see the markets move. It's not 100% it's going to happen every time like this, because it's going to be too much. It's going to become too predictable, and the market makers don't like the markets to be predictable. Let's have a look a little bit on Pepe. Pepe follows ETH. Right, so there we go. We've got our double top that we spoke about yesterday as well. We lost the G level and head down for the next G level, and we just floating out of the G level. There is a high possibility, because we are in a downtrend. There's a possibility that you're going to get rejected and continue to the downside, unless we get new evidence that the price is going to go higher, come back, find support, and flip and continue to the upside. Less likely because of the news and the psychology. Okay, less likely, but you never know. AVAX, let me go down to a smaller time frame. Here we go. AVAX, the same thing. You see that was claiming. We're so excited to see AVAX approaching 22, and we were hoping to continue to the upside, but no, it turned around and we lost not a key level, but we lost multiple breakdowns. Okay, let me expand the breakdowns. Okay, so we lost the breakdowns and we passed another G level here. So there is a high possibility, because we are under the G level, that it's not going to have a strength today to reclaim. Maybe a little bit, not a fake out, just to take in, bring balance back to Avalanche or AVAX into this region, and then continue to the downside. Okay. No strong movements yet. Asia has time to go down. XRP, we lost two levels. Okay, got rejected 2.3, 2.2, still heading down. Bounce from the 208. How nice that is. That is bouncing on these levels. So let's see if it's going to maintain it or continue to the 196. You will get more details from General John, Little John. Solana, despite that we love Solana, and despite that it was claiming levels and going all the way up to 165, you see the sudden move turn around, and this is why it is important for you to have the key levels and the breakdowns and monitor. Right, take action, analyze, adjust, and you see that even that trend line is broken. it's going under, you're losing the G levels. You get the idea that, you know, the trend is reversing, especially for someone that is doing day trading and intraday. Once you lose a G level, you shift, okay? And if you lost that, you know, that trade, it's fine. Make sure that the next trade is going to give you some wins and bring back the losses. So you're not going to worry anymore about the losses, okay? You just wasted a little bit of time, it's fine. Don't be upset about that one. Okay, other people get trapped and got stuck there and they're waiting the price to turn around, which never does. Okay, you're not one of them. Be proud that you have a system that's going to give you an idea and direction that it's going to turn around quickly. Okay, the same thing with Sui, right? Sui was pushing to the upside, got rejected on 352 and got slammed down all the way down to 291 once again. Are we going to find support? Let's hope so. But you know, don't believe to me, don't listen to me, get the evidence, right? Atom has no other option to do the same thing as the rest. That was an example yesterday about Pitchfork, how Pitchfork can be accurate on the same principle of the G levels, the sequence, but instead of horizontals and static price tags, you have like a dynamic trend with an angle, and that will help as well the people that they love trend lines that are angled diagonals. Lovely rejection, okay, at 118 and dropping down. Okay, ENA, John spoke about this one here. You get massive abundant wicks, okay, on the 90 minutes, giving you indication that maybe it's going to fail to claim 37 cents, and since then it never looked back and still going down, right? Render, same thing. Unfortunately, none can, you know, all the altcoins, never mind how good the projects are, never mind how strong and bullish we are, if Bitcoin's going down, the rest of them will follow. They're attached, they're not independent. Sometimes they're going to run independently when Bitcoin is consolidating. Remember this. The alts will run on their own, independent only when Bitcoin is consolidating, which means Bitcoin will not drag the projects. So sometimes the community that follows that project and the investors and the traders, heavy traders, they're going to take that opportunity when Bitcoin is a little bit silent, quiet, so to say. So they know they will not get influence. So if you're going to trade, they know that their own trade action can bring movement and take profits out of it. So remember this, that the big, you know, the big boys, doesn't matter who they are. Some would like to call them market makers, some they're going to call them investors, some they're going to call it community army. I don't care. Okay. When Bitcoin is silent and quiet, this is when people will take opportunities to move the altcoins. Then is the only time when altcoins are going to be kind of independent. But all the projects are tied in the crypto space blockchain. They're all tied to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up and sneezes, everything goes, right? Follows. Virtual, again, is one of those that have some nice volatility. You see it, rejection, big abundant wick on the 90 minute, and it came down. It did not find any support on 218. After that, you get the signal that it's going down past the next G level, and you can see kind of it passed it and tried to push up, but I think it's going to get rejected. Okay, it's going to get defended. The G level is going to defend the price action. Same thing with Link. Let me go to a smaller time frame. No other option. Even that he wanted to give us a nice positive picture here that he's trying to claim, taking out liquidity, coming back but losing a little bit of steam. Look at that, how clutter that is. We have a lot of clutter going on here. A lot of people trying to trade this, and boom, it goes down. Okay. ENJ, everything is going down. But look how lovely they are reacting to our G levels. Once you have a G levels on your chart, you're going to be super doing, well. Same thing with Rocket Pool. Look at that. Got rejected at $7.33. Abundant wicks coming down. Failed to claim. Failed to break through above that G level and goes down. Okay. Hype. John explained. Look at that abundant wick on the 12 hours. Let's go down to 90 minutes. You see kind of a double top here. Okay. Equal highs. Double top. I cannot go any higher. I'm losing steam here. I don't have someone to push me. I'm losing it. You don't find support, it goes down. Okay. Hype, however, is the one of the tokens that trying to be decent on the correction. Okay. It did not got heavily dumped, which is good, right? That brings confidence to Hype community and Hype army. Okay. That looks good. Let me see the messages. I don't want to miss any of you. Bitcoin 1% fall, altcoins between 4 and 11 fall. That's correct. That's true. I mean, you can see. Let me bring you another website that I have. I don't usually show that, but that doesn't mean anything. It's not something that I keep secret, but I have a big list of things. You can see here like a comparison compared to 1 hour. Okay, you have Bitcoin pushing up, let's say for the last hour 0.7 and ETH pushed by 0.97. Okay, XRP by 1.1. Okay, so you can see the relevance kind of, right? So Bitcoin goes down or up by 0.5 and XRP does double. It's not going to be always every day like this. Okay. Let's have a look. 1.04 SUI, 1%, right? Bitcoin goes 0.5%, so it goes 1%. Almost a link is doing the same thing, right? Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin goes 1%, Bitcoin Cash is doing 165, right? Let me see other coins like Aave. Bitcoin goes 0.5% up, Aave is doing 4%, right? So it's not going to be always like this, but you can understand the correlation here that once you have the big boy, the queen, the king, whichever way you like to say it, when Bitcoin is moving 1% up or down, the rest of the blockchain will follow, okay? But because the market cap is different and the traders are taking opportunities, the fast acting traders, so if they see Bitcoin going down, what are they going to do? They're going to short it. And because the market cap is smaller, that will give you different percentages, high percentages compared to Bitcoin. And that is what trading is, especially in futures. You want to bet towards a direction and you're trying to find a token that will give you a decent percentage. If you want to play safe, you're going to be on Bitcoin. And for you to compensate, let's say, the small movements, the small percentages, you just go a little bit higher leverage compared to altcoins. It is not the same thing by going 50x on a Bitcoin. It is the same thing with 50% or altcoins or even 25. No. For you to give you an idea of what is equal, a 50x on Bitcoin can't be the same thing with a 10x on altcoins. So 10x on an altcoin, it is a high risk. Okay, so be careful with altcoins. Just stick between 5 and 10 if you want to do something fast like intraday and day trading. Okay, on Bitcoin, stick to 25. It's fine. 50, it's a little bit on the edge. You're asking for trouble. Make sure that you catch a trend, a move. If you see that Bitcoin is moving in a good pace, then you can tolerate a little bit of 50x. But you know that you're on the edge. You're on the edge of the razor, and the razor is super sharp. You can get cut easily, right? If you pull the razor in a straight line, you will not get cut. but if it slightly moves to the side, just a little bit, you get cut, right? So that's the 50x leverage for you. You own the razor, and you just wish that the razor would not slide sideways. Okay. So yeah, be careful. There is a high possibility that we're going to continue to the downside. Okay. I know that is looking very bullish, but there's also a pattern. Okay. This is looking a bearish flag. Okay. Never mind that's going up. There is a high possibility that's going to break down. Are we going to see a reversal? Yes, of course, there's a possibility. It's on the table for you to get a reversal, but for someone to, see a reversal right now today is, let's say, an example that Iran goes on social media and say, "Oh, it's okay, we forgive Israel, we forgive US, United States," and then the nuclear program, oh, it's okay, we're gonna demolish it ourselves. What are the chances of this happening? Doesn't look like it. But yeah, don't try to trade the news. The news are created to create a fight and farmer to the rest of the people. Just go with the levels, the G levels, and the OTA. And Bitcoin was going down anyway. It didn't need the news from Israel and Iran. Okay, but these do push the markets around. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from us today. Okay, it's Friday today. I'm going to say it again. Every day is going to be a good day. All you have to do is make sure you are aligned, have your levels, and check with yourself the conditions. Make sure you understand the direction. Don't fall into traps and have tight invalidation points for you not to get trapped into a direction and start praying to the crypto gods that it's going to turn around. No, the exchanges, the market makers, once they see a liquidity, they're going to go after it. And no matter how hard you're going to pray, that price is not going to turn around just because of you. Okay, so don't have that false idea. It's Friday today. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Be safe. Okay, there is a possibility that until Iran is gonna, let's say, answer to the sanctions, there is a possibility that we're gonna see a bounce. Right? Maybe people will forget and say, "No, it's alright. Everything's gonna be okay, fine." And then when you get another news that Iran's gonna attack, then you're gonna see prices coming down. I have this range. I believe that range is gonna defend the price action. Maybe a little bit of fake out that's gonna come back to bring balance, and then come back down. We have a breach on the 50%, so that's why I don't have high hopes. But we will see, right? The trades, the market, the charge will go and do whatever they want to do. And they're not gonna wait for me or respect my opinions. So that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you have a lovely, lovely weekend. Go ground yourself, go out to the nature, do the stuff that you love to do. Be with friends and family, the people that you choose to have on your circles is very important. Make sure you have your circles nice and tight. Okay. Have people that are going to influence you in a positive way. And everything is going to be just going to become better. Every day is a good day. Act, analyze, adjust, and things will get faster. Will get you to places. That's it from me. John, what do you have to say?
What do I have? I think you covered me to everything. You said everything. And also about that grounding and be with your lovely ones and family. The weekend is, I think the weekend it's for to pull the plug in a πώς να το πω.
Recalibrate.
Exactly.
just to recalibrate and
Exactly.
bring back everything into balance, because we need balance, right? There's time for you to trade, and there's time for you to socialize. There's time you need to spend. I'm not going to say equal amounts of time, but you need to spend quality time with other stuff as well.
Exactly. You have to spend quality time with you,
with yourself,
with ourselves.
You have to, yeah.
That's all.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much for another great session. Thank you, Director.
You're welcome. I thank everyone, and I thank you. And as I said, we're gonna get to better places as long as we have a plan, we have a clear vision, we see the direction, and we follow the direction, and we don't go against the flow. Don't be the salmon that I used to say in school. Don't try to be the salmon. Okay. There always bears around you that are gonna wait for you to jump against the stream, and they're gonna get you. So be careful. Right. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.